Namaste, welcome to easyayurveda.com. I am Dr. Hebbar and we have with us today Dr. Raghuram. We wanted to discuss about origin of Ayurveda. We have made a separate video of how Ayurveda originated from the Lord Brahma and how it came from celestial world to the earth and how we are utilizing it. So Dr. Raghuram, if you see, most of the Ayurvedic textbooks, in the first chapter, in the first section itself, they Acharyas like Vabhata and Master Charaka even have explained the origin of Ayurveda. I got a question that as a clinician, how it is important for me to know the Ayurveda origin story. And my first reaction was, it is not story, it is a part of our history. And it is how Ayurveda originated and we should know. So can you please put some light on that?
Yeah, see, we both are practitioners. We know the value of what exactly is the importance of history. Because even the Ayurvedic curriculum also provides the study of Ayurvedic history even before we are introduced to the basic core subjects. So we study in the first year, if we can see, Ayurveda Itihasa, which is a history, Padartha Vijnana, which is moreover the philosophical concepts and other things, the basic essentials which tool up to guide the Ayurvedic students in future, and Ashtanga Hridaya, so which that is the Sutra Sthana. So along with the anatomy and physiology with basic Sanskrit, these are the subjects which are introduced to the students of Ayurvedic education in the first year of their course. This shows the relevance of the history. Not only we, every medical science, and not only the medical science, all the sciences will go with the history, with the backdrop. That is equally important because we need to know where we have our roots, from where do we come. A clinician may question, so I am a clinician, you are a clinician, other doctor may question. I just want to sit, learn Ayurveda, go to my clinic, treat the patients, earn the money, go home and spend a luxurious life. A physician can argue that we don't need the history at all. Let us sort it out with a question itself. As you said, the descendants of Ayurveda, where the Ayurveda came from, we consider Ayurveda to be a part of the Vedas. Veda, we know, are the scriptures which are not only just textbooks. Vedas are also worship in India. Now, even worldwide, Vedas are given highest regard, highest consideration, highest respect. Ayurveda comes from Brahma Upadesha. Where did Brahma learn Ayurveda from? From nowhere. So it is said that Brahma Smrutva Ayusho Vedam. So that means to tell that before he created the world, the creator already had the blueprint of Ayurveda, that is the health science, in his mind. That was always ready. He was having it as a reserve option. If in my creation, if something goes wrong, I will use this as a tool and I will advise it, I will preach it, I will teach it so that it will be taken to the benefit of the mankind and all living organisms. That was the basic idea. Here we need to think that Brahma already, the creator already had the ideology of Ayurveda, but he reserved it, and when need be, so when the diseases manifested in the creation, when there was a disturbance, he preached that. So that shows a backup plan was always there. And the creator also, while preaching Ayurveda, so here he did not have any restrictions in his mind, he did not confine himself, he was not greedy or he was not selfish. Okay, so this is where the Ayurveda comes from. The Ayurvedic practitioners should know the divinity from where the Ayurveda descended, from where it came. So what is the incarnation of Ayurveda? How did it come? When we tell to the Ayurvedic students at the beginning itself, see, the Ayurveda descended right from the creator. It also shows that it is as old as the creation. That gives a sanctity, that gives a special feeling for the Ayurvedic doctor. Now, doctors can be classified as Ayurvedic doctors and non-Ayurvedic doctors now. Okay, when we take Ayurvedic doctors, they come with a spiritual background, with the knowledge of Ayurveda, Itihasa and all those things. And the application in the clinical practice may not be like for the treatment or the treatment options, but we derive a lot of basics from it. As you rightly mentioned the word, Avatarana here is history. History is a story. Okay, what is his here? His is Ayurveda. The story of Ayurveda. Without knowing the story, how we can proceed ahead? Now I'll give you an example. One kid, even a grown-up kid or a teenager can ask his father, "Father, tomorrow I want 20,000 to be transferred into my account or 50,000 rupees transferred into my account." So the father tells, "Okay, yes, because it is his duty, it is his dharma to fulfill whatever the son has asked. There is a valid reason." The child demands, "Tomorrow by 9 a.m. 20,000 rupees shall be transferred into my account." So here he is dictating. He thinks that whatever my father has earned is mine. If I ask, he will give. If I just tell, he will give. But he doesn't. If he doesn't know the source of where the father got that money, how did he earn? What difficulties he faced to earn that money? 20,000 seems to be like 20 lakhs or 20 crores for the same child. If he knows the value of what's the origin and where did all this start? How did my father start earning? Okay, so even if I tell my example, my father started very humbly with a few hundred, so probably he used to tell his initial salary was around 20-30 rupees when he joined into the PWD department. We knew the value as kids, my brother, we knew the value of each and every pie what he used to spend on us. We valued that. Why? Because we knew the history, we knew the background, we knew the backdrop. Here, the Ayurvedic clinicians also should know where Ayurveda came from, where did it descend from, and how sanctity it has maintained all through. And it is not all about earning the money and making a luxurious life being a doctor, but it is all about knowing the ethical values which Ayurveda gives. That only we can learn from the Ayurveda Avatarana, so from where it has come. So one is the spiritual origin, so which gives us sanctity. Once you enter a temple or a holy shrine, you feel like you need to do certain things, certain disciplines and certain notes. Immediately your shoes will come out, immediately you will wash your feet, immediately you will go, you will submit yourself. Here there is a submission. When an Ayurvedic clinician goes to a clinic thinking that this is a divine science, so this has a motive. This is not only related to the artha, but it is also connected to the other morals like dharma, kama and moksha. Okay, so dharma is the righteous way. I need to earn things in a righteous way, including the name. Artha, okay, so dharma is the righteous path. So artha, earning, everything let it come ethically. We know how medical system, certain parts of the medical system has been degraded due to some defaults and due to some bad things happening into the medical system. So people think that doctors are sitting to grab the money, to squeeze the person off his pockets and purses. Here the value of ethical earning, so when the physician knows about the value of the ethical earning, definitely he will value the patient. That is why Ayurveda has said about the Chikitsa Chatushpada. The physician, the patient, the medicine, all these things will come, and also the attendants of the patient. All these things form the limbs of the treatment protocol. We need to value each other. Here when I value the money of the patient, whatever he is paying me as a consultation fee or a treatment fee, I will be valuing his income, so from which backdrop he comes. So here I am trying to ethically see what I can do. I can go for a charity, it is open for me. Okay, being an Ayurvedic physician, I have treated so many patients even without taking consultation fee. How does that heart come from? It is only because from the Ayurveda Itihasa, from the descendants, from the history of Ayurveda, I have learned. So wherever I need to ethically charge, I will charge. So the charging the patient will be in accordance to the work I do, in accordance to the services I do. I will not go beyond that. If time be, and if time comes, I will be ready to do the charity. At the same time, the kama, so whatever we desire in the life, and the moksha. Ultimately, ours is a moksha principle. So I am not telling Ayurveda is a philosophical science. Philosophical science has been inculcated into Ayurveda, so and it has been given a divine shape. So here we are always looking at liberating ourselves spiritually. So spiritual liberation and awareness of self, what exactly I am doing while sitting in a clinic, and what exactly I am not doing, what I need to do and what I should not. We will learn from the Itihasa or the history. So like we have James Baldwin, so one of the authors who quotes like people are a part of history and history is a part of people. Like he even tells that people are trapped in the history and history is trapped in the people. history is not a different part of us. History is essentially a part of us. Okay, we derive all our lessons from the history. When we know the past, so even some author tells, if you don't know your past, you are not ready for the present and you will never be ready for your future, because the past forms the utmost foundation. So one more thing is through the descendants of Ayurveda, for a clinician, we will come to know about the root of Ayurveda, about the origin of Ayurveda, about the ethics it has given, and very importantly its evolution. I want to touch upon evolution. How it evolved. So from Brahma, it came to Prajapati, from Indra, so Ashwini Kumaras, and then see, being a celestial science and a oral science, we need to know the origin, like what difficulties our ancient seers or sages put behind, including the gods. It came from gods to the seers to the common man. This is the descendants of Ayurveda. It has got a lot of transformation. It has a pyramid of its own, where there is a plenty of evolution, plenty of add-ons are there to Ayurveda. So plenty of changes have been made with due respect to the core science. In the first chapter, as you questioned in whether it is Ashtanga Hridaya or it may be Charaka. So here what they are trying to emphasize by telling us about the Itihasa is, see, the basic knowledge which has been descended from Brahma to the level of even Bharadwaja, and from there to Atreya and his disciples, it has gone through the same sanctity. The sanctity, the core of Ayurveda has been maintained. This is an information for the clinicians that you can use your intellectual property, you can manipulate the science in a healthy way. What Ayurveda gives the liberty called as Yukti. At the same time, you need to hold on, you need to respect, and you need to protect the core of Ayurveda, so without harming it, the soul of Ayurveda. Where is the soul of Ayurveda? It came from the descendants of Ayurveda, Ayurveda Itihasa.
And also when we all practice and in our personal practice, sometimes things do not go well. Either the treatments may not work out or patients are not coming. In those moments of small temporary failures, if you think that we are serving the people with the science which developed directly from the God, from the root of spirituality, that gives a lot of inner strength to move on and solve their diseases in a better way. So that also, knowing our history makes us more grounded and also makes us more motivated to serve more and more people with the sacred knowledge of Ayurveda.